Revenge. Revenge is an act and/or desire by a person to inflict harm on another person for an injury or wrong perpetrated against them. In essence, when a person feels they have been severely harmed by someone else, revenge is sought against the transgressor to re-equilibrate the gains and losses caused by whatever wrong the transgressor committed against them. Here, those seeking revenge are referred to as avengers. There are three types of avengers: the individual, the collectivists, and the cultural. Individual avengers are motivated by anger, and it is that anger that differentiates revenge from punishment. Collectivist avengers are motivated by shame and are more likely to avenge another person's shame, since collectivist avengers share an identity, like being part of the same cult or gang, thus making whatever harm committed against someone within that collective a harm against the entire collective. Cultural avengers are defined by guidelines that vary specifically by culture. For example, American students are more likely to seek revenge if their rights are being violated. Korean students are more likely to seek revenge if their sense of duty or obligation is violated. Mediterranean men specifically will be more likely to seek revenge for threats that damage their reputation. All three of these avengers share the belief that the transgressor should not profit from his or her wrongdoings.
Studies have shown that the desire to seek revenge first appears during childhood. These studies concluded that children as young as 9 are capable of retaliatory decision-making, which includes the consideration of factors such as whether the harm committed was purposeful. Children of this age are also able to determine what type of revenge they desire. In additional studies, it was concluded that children belong in one of two categories: pacifistically oriented and revenge-seeking. In pacifistically oriented children, they endorse relationship-maintaining goals and the emotion regulation goals more highly than revenge-seeking children. Revenge-seeking children reported more anger and endorsed beliefs about negative reciprocity and aggression being legitimate more highly than their pacifistically oriented counterparts. In both categories, a variety of factors are considered before a child determines whether or not they should retaliate against an aggressor. These factors include beliefs about the legitimacy of the aggression, beliefs about reciprocity. If someone says something nasty to you, you should say something nasty back to them. That's negative reciprocity. Or if someone does you a favor, you should do them a favor. Positive reciprocity. Other factors that were considered was the child's sensitivity to disrespect and their emotional responses to unambiguous peer provocation. In short, revenge-seeking children rated aggressive strategies higher than pro-social resolutions and were more sensitive to disrespect, whereas pacifistically oriented children preferred relationship-sustaining efforts and were slightly more liked than their revenge-seeking peers. However, in the face of extreme provocation, even pacifistically oriented children will decrease their friendship-maintaining goals when they think it is less likely that they could have a viable friendship with someone who treats them poorly. As a whole, it is generally more acceptable to retaliate in response to intentional harm doing than it is to retaliate in response to ambiguously intended or clearly accidental harm. Whether a person in childhood is pacifistically oriented or revenge-seeking, the urge to retaliate for wrongdoings persists throughout adulthood.
Revenge is as old as time, and some say a dish best served cold. Even as children, we can tell when we are being intentionally harmed. However, the act of seeking out and exacting revenge is a very personal decision. While some are hardwired to seek revenge, others find solace in letting go and forgetting the transgressions against them, because the old world law of an eye for an eye leaves the whole world blind.